The difficulty sometimes is the problem for many people. No, Holy Mother, the difficulties of Holy Mother Foundation is medicine for her. When you are the passion for your vocation, everything is possible. When our Mother Santa Teresa, with 4 nuns, founded the monastery in Avila, 4 nuns, she had a good passion. She had a lot of passion, because in her heart is Jesus, the passion of Jesus.
It's a great blessing to have Father Celedonio with us, Father Celedonio Martinez de Miel, who's from Spain, and he's from Castile-La Mancha, which is very close to where St. Teresa was from and where she grew up. And so in some ways, you can say that like the same Spanish blood that flowed through St. Teresa of Jesus, St. John of the Cross is is part of you. And so you bring something unique to an understanding of our holy parents and what they mean for us. So yeah, maybe you could just say a little bit about how you came here and how you came to Carmel.
I was entered in the Carmel in 1994. I was entered in the Carmel. And my passion for the Carmel is because near my town we had the Carmelite nuns monastery. They give me the book of Holy Mother Teresa when I was reading. My passion for Teresa is coming for that.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. It's come straight from the source.
Source, yeah.
And so what about Teresa do you find most interesting or most engaging in terms of her life?
Her life, I think so is the foundations. I love the foundation of our Mother Santa Teresa, because when I saw the foundation book, I discovered in her the passion to renew the church, renew the religious life. Her passion to growing. When she founded the monastery, she was very sick many times. She was very tired. But for her is no, I need to found new houses. I need to expand everywhere this renovation of the church, renovation of the religious life.
And would you say that for St. Teresa, what was it that kind of pushed her to even want to make foundations? We know that when she started the monastery of San Jose, she thought that was kind of it, right? She started this new community and to live according to the way that God was calling her to and the church was inviting her to. And she thought, okay, well, I found my space, right? I'm happy now. I have this little group and we're doing well and everything was going okay. But what was it then that made her think, I'm supposed to go and found these other monasteries?
Yeah. Father Rubeo, the Ocar general in this time, visited the monastery of San Joseph, and he saw the monastery, the nuns, the relationship with the nuns. And then Holy Mother asking to him, please, I like a founder the new monasteries everywhere in Castile, the new Castile and the old Castile. For her is the passion to renew, I told you before, renew the church. Yeah. We need to see in her the strong personality she have for the expanded this new little family of Christ everywhere. For pray for the priest, pray for the church, and renew inside the church. You remember the Protestant, they destroyed many churches. They destroy many monasteries. And Holy Mother thinking about, I need to renew the church inside the church with the new foundation, the new buildings, expanding this passion for God, this passion for Christ everywhere in Spain after she died in the world.
Throughout the whole world. It really is amazing. And you think that here she was, a woman who didn't necessarily have a lot of influence as a Carmelite nun in San Jose. You know, she's cloistered, but she felt this great desire to renew the church, this great desire to kind of share the spirit that she'd been given, and how the general, you know, thank God, Father Rubeo kind of believed in her too, right? He really saw her. I mean, he saw her goodness and her authenticity. And so when she expressed this desire that she had to kind of do more.
I saw in our Mother Santa Teresa the Passion of Don Quixote. We have one book, the Jesuit wrote a book, Santa Teresa, Don Quixote, two crazy Spaniards, no? The Passion of our Mother Santa Teresa. A few months ago, the friars in Alba de Torme, the provincial, the friars opened the tomb, Holy Mother. When they saw her body, they thinking about, oh my God, how much sick our mother was. But even she was very sick. She had the difficulties in the food. She had the difficulties in the back, but she never became tired about the foundation. The foundation for her is the spirit, is the renew, is the healing for her.
Yeah.
Is the medicine. The foundation for her is the medicine. Yeah. I need to do it, do it.
It's incredible because you think, like you said, you see how sick she was. And apparently they thought she had broken her arm.
Yes.
That was the kind of the traditional thought, but she dislocated it. And they never put it back right.
Yeah.
We just discovered that with the bones, right?
The bone, yeah.
So it's like, so here she is with a broken arm that never set right, or a dislocated arm never set right, and she's going out and making these foundations still. But as you said, it was because that was what brought her healing.
Maybe now for us, the foundation of our Mother Santa, the passion for the foundation of our Mother Santa Teresa is the new beginning for us, because sometimes we thinking we close monastery in Spain, we close monastery in Europe, but when we see our Mother Santa Teresa, the passion for the new beginning all the time, because the foundation is the new beginning all the time. Yeah. The passion for the order, expanded the order everywhere. This passion, we need to renew the passion of the foundation of our Mother Santa Teresa.
Yeah, well, that's a really good point, because it's easy to get discouraged, right?
Yeah.
You see churches closing, monasteries closing, and you think, how could we start something new? We just need to kind of like band together and try to keep alive, maintain the little that we have.
Yeah,
but that doesn't seem to be the mentality of St. Teresa.
No. For our Mother Santa Teresa, for that I told you, no, I think is in her is the passion of Don Quixote, no? This passion for all the time. You are one bishop, he don't receive your foundation. Maybe you remember the foundation of Burgos, or another foundation, difficulties with the nobility people in Toledo. She never discouraged it. She never become depressed about the foundation. She fight a lot. She have the permission for the bishop, even verbal permission. She do it.
Yep. Yes.
At night, Medina del Campo. The foundation of Medina del Campo is very funny because she founded at night in the darkness. The foundation of Burgos or the foundation of Segovia. In Segovia, our fathers, John of the Cross, celebrate the mass. The priest or the secretary of the bishop went there, punish me. Holy Father John of the Cross. He's very angry with our Father John of the Cross. But, you know, this foundation for Holy Mother Santa Teresa is the new beginning all the time for our religious life. Especially now, in this time, we need to focus in the passion of our Mother Santa Teresa for the new beginning all the time, in our communities, in our provinces, in our order.
Yes. Could you tell me a little bit, you mentioned Medina del Campo, maybe just give a little facts and background. How many foundations were there overall during St. Teresa's lifetime?
The Holy Mother founded 17 foundations. But Granada, Madrid, and Caravaca, she's not there. For the foundation, she's sending Father John of the Cross. Granada, personally, Holy Mother, she's not there in Madrid. But this foundation, they founded when Holy Mother was alive.
Yes.
But Holy Mother founded 17 foundations in Spain. She received petition for another places in Spain, even Portugal, but she had a very good quality to discernment for the foundation. This is very important. Holy Mother, like a founder in the cities, downtown city, not in the towns. Almodóvar, Malagón, near my town, is very exceptional.
Yes.
Because Malagón, he was the property of Doña Luisa de la Cerda. Doña Luisa de la Cerda helped us a lot, Holy Mother, in Toledo, for complain to Doña Luisa de la Cerda, or Pastrana, complain to the rich lady, Doña Guiomar, Princess of Éboli. For these things, she support this foundation.
Yes.
But the idea of Holy Mother is founded in the city. Why? Because in downtowns, you are three things very important for the monastery: money, the people support the monastery, good confessors, and good preachers. And Holy Mother told the friars, founder in the city. I don't remember the letter, but Holy Mother sending one letter with Father Gracian when he was provincial, because Holy Mother was a little angry when the Father Gracian, like a founder, our house in Salamanca, outside the city, near to the place with many prostitution there, no? And Holy Mother, she was very angry, because Holy Mother told Father Gracian, listen, we need founder in downtown Salamanca, near to the university. Our students, they need to focus in the prayer and the study.
You know, I think some people kind of see Carmelite nuns especially. It's just like, okay, well, you have Poor Clares, you have Carmelites, you have, Benedictines, and it's kind of all the same in a way. It's just sort of like, you all live cloistered lives, you pray together, it's more quiet, you don't go out. But you can see, in just the way you explained it, there's a real difference to what Holy Mother brought to the table in terms of her foundations, what she wanted for her convents. She didn't want to found necessarily in kind of what you would think would be, the best, would be out in the country. It's very quiet, very peaceful. But for her, that wasn't the best, because you wouldn't get the culture that you're explaining, the good cultures. Preaching, good confessors. She wanted her nuns to be very well-formed, educated, like very, knowledgeable about the spiritual life.
But in this time, you remember the woman, they don't have accessibility for the university, so for the study. The university for the woman in this time, in the 16th century, is the monastery. Because Holy Mother received the formation for the higher Theological of Salamanca. Domingo de Soto, Baltasar Álvarez, the Jesuits and the Dominicans fathers teaching her and teaching the nuns in the monastery. For that, the monastery in this time is the university.
Yes.
This is very important. In one town or in the farmer place, you don't have anything, only cows.
No, it's true. It's so true. That
about the money, because know the nuns, they need benefactor to survive.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's not. Holy Mother, she depended on divine providence. But in a
but the
with
divine
wisdom,
providence is not coming with that.
Exactly. It's not angels dropping bread out of the sky. Maybe with Elijah, okay? But you can't always depend on that. So she depended on benefactors to help them live their life. But she knew what she was doing. She knew where to be so that they would have access to people who could help them.
Yeah.
Because especially when it's so poor, and if you're out in the country and everyone around you is poor, they're not gonna be able to help you in the same way.
And then another thing very important for the Holy Mother is the communication. We are 1,000 letters of Holy Mother. The communication in the cities is more fast.
Yes.
At the communication in the small places.
That's interesting. I've never really thought of that, but it's so true, because they couldn't depend on the mail system a lot. And we have, I forget how many, maybe 1,500 letters of holy. No, I think it's like 400 that we have extant, 400 to 500 we have extant. But then they think that she probably wrote 10 times that.
Or more.
Maybe.
Our Father John of the Cross eats some letters when he was in the monastery of the Incarnation.
Yes.
And then the Carmelite kidnapped him.
Yes.
And then poor John of the Cross, he need to eat in the letters.
That's a good point. I'll give a little context for that. So when St. John of the Cross, when he was in the Discalced Reform, the new Discalced Reform, and there was all these questions of jurisdiction and disobedience that the original Carmelites he came from wanted him to go back, and they ended up arresting him, and they threatened the whole reform as it was going on. And so when he knew that they were about to arrest him and bring him to Toledo, and he started eating, the letters because they had sensitive information that he didn't want to get out, purport. So, but we lost those letters, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because,
unfortunately, letters and documentation and documents.
But with the amount she was writing, how many people she was in relationship with, she knew so many people, so many connections, right?
Yeah.
And so, you had to depend on letters.
And not only the communication of the friars, the more important thing, don't forget the foundations in Spain, outside the Spain, is thanks God for the Queen, the King Felipe II. The King Felipe II support the Carmelite and give for them all evangelization in South America and North America. Because for that, Holy Mother need the good communication with the king, with the bishop, with the priest, with the nuns, with the general of the order. She need this space, for.
Yes, and you can see, because she had such an attractive personality and such a charm, an intelligence. People wanted to be around her, right? And so she had a way of kind of being able to be with the kind of some of these, the king. She wrote to the king personally, to archbishops, and she didn't have a sense of inferiority. She was very humble, but she was able to talk to these people and really network with them in that time and get the protection of the king, the support, and like you said, that was essential to their survival, really, that the king supported them.
Yeah, and Holy Mother, she have in the monastery, Carmelite nuns in the monastery, she had all news information about everything. She's now, I stay in my cell, I don't care about it. No, for distraction, no. This is the good thinking about, no. Holy Mother was in the contemplation in the seventh mansion. She's in the higher level of the mystical experience, but she never stay out for the reality in the world.
Yep.
She is involved in the reality of the world.
Yes.
And then it's not separate. Oh, I need my space for my contemplation, and then I need to stay out for the reality in the world. Holy Mother is in the world. Holy Mother saw the reality, even the New World. She received in Seville the first many fruit from South America. She received all information about her brothers in South America. She had the first information about the church, about the king, the king, about the new everything, even in Mexico, even in South America, she knows everything.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
It is incredible, and it's so helpful to hear that from your perspective, because we can get this view of Saint Teresa that she's like, again, just like this very holy woman who wrote about prayer, who lived secluded life so that she could have mystical union with Jesus, and all those things, have some truth to them, but it misses the reality of who she was, and that she was able to be totally in touch with what was going on in her time, and it helped her pray too. I mean, it helped her in her spiritual life. It wasn't a distraction. It wasn't like, and she didn't go to the monastery to try to escape, let's say, from what was going on in the world. It was her prayer, her involvement, knowing about what was going on with her brothers, that gave her fuel to pray. I mean,
Yeah.
and she was more present. That's the amazing. She was so present to all these people somehow, even though she was in her
Yeah.
convent.
And then the monastery, the foundation of our Mother Santa Teresa, they are the good libraries. They are the university for the nuns. Because they are very good book. Spiritual book, theology book, and only one example, in Madrid, one sister of Fray Luis de Leon was entering Madrid. Fray Luis de Leon visit the nuns in Madrid a lot. Fray Luis de Leon published, he published the first book, first edition of our Mother Santa Teresa.
Yes.
For that, the monasteries, the Carmelite monastery, the Foundation Holy Mother is the center. Spirituality is the center of studies, reading.
Yes.
For that, I think so we need to renew all the time in our Carmelite houses to the passion for studies and the passion for working in this way of the foundations.
Yes, and maybe just to give a little background, Father Fray Luis de Leon was probably one of the greatest biblical scholars of that era, and he, as chair at Salamanca, he wrote a lot, and he was so well known. So he was the nuns were very lucky to have him on their side. He saw their Holy Mother's genius right away, and he fell in love with her writings. Right, I mean, he just saw like this woman is incredible. And this was before she was canonized. This is before people really knew about her, at least, in a broader way. So he was in charge of having her works published. And like you said, his sister entered in Madrid.
In Madrid.
And so he's bringing his learning and, him representing, the height of Spanish learning and culture is that involved with the nuns, right? And so, as you were saying, like these monasteries were not like places where you were just kind of separated from things and didn't know about anything and didn't study. This was the chance for a lot of these women to be able to develop.
Because outside the monastery, outside the monasteries for the nuns, it's not possible. The woman, they don't went to the university. Even Alcalá or Salamanca, the woman never. You don't have women in the 16th century in Alcalá or Salamanca. Only the monastery. A good book. Holy Mother working with the nuns. No, we need a good book. I discussed about one thing with Father Kevin. Father Kevin, our father in the community, he working with writing one book, Santa Teresa, the Son of the Sons, no? Or the Mystica,
on the meditation on the Song of Songs.
The Son of the Son. I told him, Fray Luis de Leon, writer, one commentary in Spanish for the Son of the Sons. I think so. Holy Mother Teresa was read.
All right.
I don't have documentation for this, but it's possible because Holy Mother, she don't know Latin, she don't know Greek. But the commentary of the Fray Luis de Leon, of the Son of the Sun, very soon, many copies is around the monasteries. I hope so Holy Mother take one and read.
See, this is wonderful here. Here's kind of an exclusive, development in Teresian scholarship right here, right now. Is that there's a good chance that she would have read this commentary that Fray Luis
in
Spanish, because everything else was written in Latin. All the scriptures, were in Latin.
Before was in the prison.
Yes. Because he translated the Song of Songs itself too, the commentary and the text, right, into Spanish.
In Spanish,
and we know that he eventually was imprisoned for a while because of suspicion around it. Of course, he was exonerated, and that was nonsense. But that she would have had access to that, perhaps. And I've never heard that before. That's really cool to think that. So she was getting it right from the source, and then so when she wrote her commentary on the meditation on the Song of Songs, that there is some influence. She had much more familiarity, perhaps, than what people think often.
And then this commentary for Fray Luis de Leon, and then the homilies. Holy Mother, listen in the monastery in Salamanca, no? In Salamanca, she was to the hires monastery for the Dominican monastery in Salamanca, and she heard Domingo de Soto, the Dominicans, for the homilies about the commentaries, Christology, theology, spirituality, especially the spirituality.
Yeah, so it kind of gives the myth a lie, you know, the saying that, you know, St. Teresa wasn't educated, let's say, or she didn't. No, she knew how to read, of course, we know that, but then she was getting from the greatest theologians in the world, honestly.
Yes.
Like those names like Domingo de Soto,
De Soto.
he's known worldwide still, you know, 500 years later for his influence, and especially with foreign like the missions and everything, right? So she's getting it from these guys in their the homilies.
At the school of Salamanca. She was in Salamanca. She listened the Jesuit. She listened the Dominican. For that, she was in the university.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense that she became a doctor of Salamanca, right?
Yes,
Even before she was a doctor of the church.
Before a doctor of the church.
Yes, they gave her a doctorate, and you'll see the old paintings with her with the doctorate cap, you know. So no, it makes a lot of sense, and again, it goes back to the foundations, because she wouldn't have necessarily had all those opportunities either if she wasn't making foundations.
Yes.
You know, because going to Salamanca to make the foundation there, you know, she was able to meet all these theologians, and how God used that to really develop her too, so she could be the spiritual mother that we know her as.
And she liked Founder in Madrid. But Father Gracian, you know, he had another idea, but she liked Founder in Madrid.
Yeah.
Why? For two things. Is the capital. Felipe II moved the capital to Toledo, to Madrid. And Madrid is the capital.
Yep.
She was very, very interesting to Founder in Madrid.
Yes.
In the heart, or near to the core, near to the king, near to the new university, the University Alcalá. You know, the foundation. In the foundation is the mirror. You saw the soul of our Mother Santa Teresa.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. Yes. You see what was moving her, what was driving her desires, and that it was unfortunate that Father Gracian, who, you know, was her close friend, close advisor, she took the vow of obedience to him, but he really wanted her to go to Burgos. You know, and that it really took so much out of her, because she wanted to go to Madrid. You know, that was the place to go. Like
I don't know the nuns, the Burgos, they see this, but Burgos, the foundation of the Burgos is the purgatory of Holy Mother Teresa. The last foundation is terrible.
Yeah. Could you explain maybe a little bit why? What happened in Burgos?
I don't remember, because, well, I remember many details, no? They arrived to Burgos in January. January, February arrived. You know, Burgos in January, it was very cold. The bishop gave the permission to founder in Burgos, but verbal, not documentation.
Written.
And then the bishop thinking maybe it's coming or no. But Holy Mother, when she received the permission, verbal, she moved on. But when she arrived, the bishop, he was very angry. But the bishop was cousin of Holy Mother Teresa. It's in the family. But
he was cousin. So
yes,
he was
cousin.
Or like distant cousin perhaps.
Distant cousin,
close relationship.
Close relationship with him. And then the bishop was angry. Okay, why you are here? I think you come in later, no? No permission. The Holy Mother went to live in a little house. They moved to the attic on the hospital. In one hospital. But imagine one hospital in 1582. You know, the smell, the suffering, you know. I think so they was there minimum, I don't know, maybe 2 months. And then after, they need to go to the mass outside the cloister with the people. You know, terrible. Holy Mother was a little sick. Thanks God, after 5, almost, I don't remember, 5 or 6 months, the bishop gave the permission, and finally, I don't remember the day now, but finally
Yeah.
they receive the permission for the foundation.
Because you imagine this is her last foundation, so she's already been through these situations too before with the
Yes.
troubles about written permission versus verbal permission and things not working out when she got there, nothing being prepared for her even though
Yeah.
they promised.
Yeah, the promise, they change the promise.
Yeah.
The example, in Medina del Campo, everything is okay. When they arrive, the Augustinian friars, they are very angry because two monasteries together is not good.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they need to divide the donations.
Yes.
Money sometimes is everything, no? And then, the Augustinian is angry because they don't like another poor monastery near to them.
Yeah.
For that, Holy Mother need to kind of night,
Mm-hmm.
Too much.
Too much. And that was the second foundation, So,
the second foundation.
She started, again, how arduous that would be, for her to do. And on top of that, she's always sick, and not sleeping necessarily like, as she needs and things like that. So how tired she would. But then, so now she's much older.
Yeah.
It's been all these years, and this is her last foundation. She didn't know it would be her last, but she's, even sicker than she was before. And these difficult is probably the most difficult one, and like you said, they're giving her a hard time. And they're not,
because she was very old, this thing. But for me, the more interesting foundation is Toledo. Because Toledo is a rich, very rich city. In Toledo, the nobility of Toledo don't help her. You know why? Because the benefactor,
the nobility, the nobility,
the nobility don't help her
Yeah.
because she received the money for the foundation for one converso. In the testament is right there. When I have in the cathedral bury my body, Mother Teresa received this money for the foundation.
Yes.
But the cabildo in the cathedral, they don't receive this converso because it's illegal. It's one converso. It's not possible for one converso buried in the cathedral.
Yes.
Or a monument after he died. And then Holy Mother fight with them. Holy Mother, she was very disappointed about this nobility, conversos, all Christian, this thing, And then Holy Mother fight. And then with the poor students and no money, she founded the monastery of Toledo.
That's amazing. And to give a little background, actually, when we went back to the first episode about her converso background, her grandfather, was a converso. So these were Jewish people who became Christians, and often, there was suspicion about them because they wondered if they really converted. Also because they tended to be very successful, so people were kind of against them in certain ways or had, ulterior motives for being against them. So there's that background. People are they're very preoccupied whether you have a converso background or you're an old Christian, right? Christian. With the lineage, clean lineage, so to speak, that they would say. And so for Holy Mother, that was always a frustration when people were caught up in that stuff, And so when she has to do this foundation, and it's from a converso who's very wealthy and wants to help them, and then you have these other people that are against him only because he's a converso. He was a holy man, apparently. He was a really good Christian, everything, but because he was a converso, they didn't want to help. They didn't want to bury him in that way. And so she had to deal with those frustrations a lot. And you can see it in her writings where she talks about la honra.
La negra honra.
La negra honra, this kind of dark, honor that we go for that really, in a sense, it's just vanity, know? And it's just vanity, it's pride, and it doesn't help anyone. But so she had to deal with those frustrations.
Yeah, another point about the foundation is about the economy. Holy Mother never studied economy, but she was very precise about the money. The daughters, how do you say dote?
Oh, the dowry.
The dowry.
Yeah, the dowry that the nuns would give
for
before joining. Yeah.
The donation, the benefactor. She had the capacity to organize the money for the foundations. They are poor monastery, but Holy Mother was very precise about the control of the money.
Yes. And actually, this is a good plug for her letters, honestly. If you see her letters, you see all those practical elements. Elements. And she's writing, and she's in these foundations, and she's trying to help them in the future or take care of business and different things. She's so practical. She knows money. She knows the business side of things, right? And you really do see that genius come through, that she's not just this, this nun that only prays and thinks about spiritual things.
She know the people.
Yeah.
She know the good people, who is the good people, who is not the good people, who is possible help us, no.
Yes. Yeah, they said she had a relation. She was like a genius with relationships, right? She knew people so well.
She know people so well.
Yeah, and actually, it's really neat if you look in the foundations that you see her dealings with lay people a lot.
A lot.
Right?
With different people.
Yeah.
For the foundation, only one idea, no? Every monastery, every foundation, our Mother Santa Teresa, she bought a little house and then put another house together, or moved the monastery after a few years for another house.
Yeah.
But she bought houses.
Yeah.
Only one, Holy Mother design, Malagon. Malagon, the monastery, the foundation of Malagon, is designed for a Holy Mother. For that, Holy Mother economy, Holy Mother, she's the
architect.
She designed the monastery of Malagon.
Yes.
You like it to see what is the idea for the monastery for the nuns? Go to Malagon.
To Malagon. Actually, we had the great privilege to be able to go there a couple of years ago for our student trip, and it's really neat because the building is the same.
It's the
same, right?
Yeah.
And it's in a smaller area, a smaller town, so the people are very devoted too.
Yeah.
They really are devoted to Saint Teresa. Because she puts their town on the map in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah.
But it's neat how right outside the monasteries there's that stone, right? That tradition says that's where she sat and directed all the workmen.
Yes.
To say like, all right, you do this or you're doing this wrong. And she did it quickly.
Yeah.
She did it very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. I don't remember, but maybe 1 year, 2 years, or something like that. Very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
It was probably, if you look at her other foundations, it was the easier, in a sense, the way things came together, easier than others, even though she had to build this place.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like you said, they'd have a little house that they would just add on to or try to refurbish to make it into a convent, but very small sometimes.
Doña Luisa la Cerda, she was the owner of Malagon.
Yeah.
She gave this place for Peter Alcantara. But Peter Alcantara, no, he don't like it, it's a small town. He don't want him. And then Doña Luisa la Cerda gave this place for Holy Mother Teresa. But in the last time, Doña Luisa la Cerda, she don't get too much money.
Yeah.
She fight with her because, in the first moment, get money, then no money,
Yeah.
She had a difficulty with the novelty.
Yeah.
With the poor people, it's more easy.
Yes,
But with the novelty, sometimes it's not easy.
And she really suffered because of that, because there's often ulterior motives, right? Because if you think of such a Catholic place at that time, the nobility were very Catholic,
Very Catholic.
They had vested interest to have like holy people around them, that's like St. Peter Alcantara.
Peter Alcantara.
He was so poor, right? He was so, yet the nobility really invited him in, because they wanted to have this status. It was almost a status thing.
Yes.
If you have a holy person with you and that's kind of comes around your house, so they could use Holy Mother too like that, and even though Doña Luisa de la Cerda helped her in certain ways, but then she also let her down in a lot of ways, it seemed like.
And then Holy Mother, she was very smart because she know to enter with the novelty for the own business, She founded in Pastrana. But the foundation in Pastrana is not only for the nuns. She suffered a lot with Princess of Avila.
Oh, yes.
Because she was very special lady, But the husband, Ruiz, he's very important in the court. Is too near to the king for that. Okay, I will found one monastery in Pastrana, but not for the nuns. To complain with the Princess of Avila, to good relationship with Ruiz, and then thinking about for the monastery of the friars.
Yes.
Is
and just, maybe you get a little background. So the Princess of Eboli is a very famous character in the time of Teresa in her life because she was just a very tumultuous person, right? And
Yeah.
she had a lot of mood swings, and she was very strong-willed, and she wanted, like a lot of these nobility, she wanted a holy person to give them, help her status. She wanted to be like the other wealthy women who were building monasteries for friars and nuns, right?
Friars.
And so she wanted Teresa, who is this kind of newer person on the scene, to come and do a foundation. And Teresa knew this was going to be impossible because she knew Princess Eboli, and she knew how she was, and she's such a genius in terms of knowing people that she knew, but she was willing to do it because it would help her future foundations.
Foundation, especially for the friars.
For the friars.
Because the second monastery for the friars, the second foundation for the friars he was Pastrana.
That's right. Actually, maybe this is a good moment just to talk a bit about the friars, because people know, that St. Teresa founded 17 convents, right, of nuns. We've talked about that.
And to the friars.
And and that's it. But it's
Holy
really,
Mother, Duruelo is the foundation of the Holy Mother too.
Yes.
Because she prepared the foundation. She organized everything for the foundation of the friars.
Yeah.
Joan of the Cross was the novice of Holy Mother in Valladolid.
Yes.
For that, I think so. Duruelo, the first foundation, is not only Holy Father.
Yes.
Holy Mother prepared everything for the
everything.
foundation.
I know.
Even the second one, Pastrana,
Yeah.
not materially, but thinking about, no?
Yeah, planning it. Getting the right people.
Yes. Ruid, the husband of Princess of Avila, is the key for the king support the foundation of the friars.
Yes, and that is very interesting. Even though the nuns didn't work out there, they had to eventually leave because it got too crazy.
No, it's crazy.
Because the princess wanted to enter after her husband died. Then she wanted to enter, and that was like a disaster.
And the princess decided the monastery, very small.
Yeah.
She liked it, control the nuns.
Yes, yes. But Holy Mother again saw that this would be good for the friars to have those connections and then to build there. And that was the place where they flourished. And Duruelo, we know, is the first foundation of the friars.
Yes.
But as you said, she did everything, right? Because she found the place. She got the donor to give the place.
Yes.
She recruited the first friars. So she's the one that went to John, who was going to be a Carthusian. He wanted to be a Carthusian, right?
Yes, in Medina.
But she agreed. She kind of convinced him to stay and become join her reform, of the Discalced. She found Anthony of Jesus, who was also, so she recruited the first friars. She got the property.
Yeah.
And then didn't she make the habit even?
She made the habit. This is the design.
Yeah.
And then another thing, she asking to Rubeo the foundation of the friars.
Yes.
Not John of the Cross.
Yes, exactly.
She asking to Rubeo, okay, give me the permission for the foundation and the nuns, but I like this for the friars.
Yes.
And Rubeo gave the permission only for 2 houses.
Yes.
And this is the problem when they come in another one.
But exactly. But how remarkable though that she's a nun in a reformed monastery who is given permission to found friars, right?
Yes.
I mean, I from my understanding, she's the first woman to ever herself found a friars community of men, and how remarkable in that time. And she was one that got the permission from the general, Father General.
Yeah.
So,
this is our Mother Santa Teresa, especially now, when we're thinking about our reality now in the world. We need to thinking about Teresa. We need to come back all the time to our Mother Santa Teresa. When we listen another voices in the church or another voices in the world, is not Teresa, I think so something is wrong.
Yeah.
We need to, because she's our founder.
yes.
Today we receive the profession of 5 novices, no?
Yeah.
When they profess, and I hear today, in this order, founder, founder, not refunder.
Yes.
Founder with Santa Teresa.
Yes,
And this is very important.
Exactly. It's in the very vow ceremony. It's in this, founded by Saint Teresa. This order, founded by Saint Teresa. And so maybe as a conclusion, because we've been talking a while about this, how would you say we can keep going back to Saint Teresa? She represents this spirit of renewal in the church, right? That we need so much, and that love, that desire, that pushed her to make these foundations in spite of all the obstacles. How can we kind of apply that in our own life, or how can we live that spirit of Holy Mother right now in what the church is going through right now?
For my personal experience, the passion of the order. The difficulties sometimes is the problem for many people. Difficulties. We don't have many vocations. We need to close houses. Some people remain in a little depression. No, Holy Mother. The difficulties of Holy Mother Foundation is medicine for her.
Yeah.
When you are the passion for your vocation, everything is impossible. It's possible. Everything is possible.
Yeah.
When our Mother Santa Teresa, with 4 nuns, founded the monastery in Avila, 4 nuns, she had a good passion.
Yeah.
She had a lot of passion, because in her heart is Jesus, the passion of Jesus. Today we need to follow our Mother Teresa passion, because she is a new Don Quixote.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, but it's Cervantes. Cervantes read the book of life of our Mother Santa Teresa. For that, Holy Mother Santa Teresa is in the spirit of Don Quixote. Holy Mother Santa Teresa teaches us now about renew this spirit of new evangelization, new happiness, new hope, new beginning all the time.
Yes, and that's, I think, a great way to look at too. Even we're talking about people in Carmelites, let's say, or people in the church that are worried about closing institutions or things. But the essence of that is the difficulties don't have to discourage you.
No.
And you think of people in their families who are trying to live a spiritual life, and they see all these obstacles, right? People who are against them, or even in their own families, or their kids who are making bad decisions or different things. But to not get discouraged by that, the difficulties, like you said, for Saint Teresa, they were the medicine. They were the way that she was able to move forward.
The difficulties for Holy Mother Teresa is the gasoline on the fire of heart of our Mother Teresa.
Say that again. Say that again. I want to hear this again.
The difficulties for our Mother Teresa is the gas, the gas in the divine heart of our Mother Santa Teresa. More flying, more fire.
Yes. So the difficulties just made it even more. Made the fire grow. Made the fire grow. And if we can take that on, then we can always sort of be happy in a way, or we can always keep that passion.
Yeah.
We can always keep that passion, right?
The passion. Because Holy Mother was, I told you, Holy Mother was very sick. It's impossible. It's impossible to understand why Holy Mother, in this healing, in this healthy situation, is possible founder. Especially, they don't have good transportation. Sometimes donkeys, sometimes horses, the weather. They lost the road because they don't have iPhone, they don't have map,
No, it's so true.
It's not easy.
Think of how hard it is. I remember I got sick when I was in Madrid, and I had to take a train to Avila, and I was so sick, right? But I'm in this comfortable train, miserable, right? And I think, how can I be in this train? It's so smooth, so easy.
Yeah.
And you think of Holy Mother, who was more sick than I was in that moment, almost all the time.
One donkey.
On a donkey.
To Madrid, Avila.
To Madrid to Avila, which would have taken like 6 days or something.
Something like that.
And so you think, even going like in those covered wagons, it got so hot, in the summer when she was going to Andalusia in the south. And it's so hot, she's dehydrated. So again, it just shows, how what you can do is impossible, like you said. In natural logic and reason, given her health situation, given everything, it's impossible.
Yes, impossible. But for her, it's possible because in her heart is the passion of God, passion of Jesus. For that, this is a good thing for us. When we are in the Carmel, or we live in the Carmel, nuns, friar, if for a small thing, I can do it, why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's a great...
I can do it.
Exactly. That was not Holy Mother's attitude ever.
No.
So, well, thank you, Father Celedonio. I think this has been a wonderful episode. Thank you for sharing, your experience of our Holy Mother, and we just hope that, people can catch that fire a bit that you show forth so well.
I told the people, maybe my English is not very clear for many people, but I told the people, listen, you need to read in every day Holy Mother, Holy Father, and Don Quixote. Don't forget.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.